Miss Pickles Gaming.
Don't touch that dial. Joining us today live on set, a special guest.
Hey, Mark here with Miss Pickles Gaming. In this video, we are going to do a walkthrough on how to get Fortissax lightning spears. These things are phenomenal. But it involves Fia's questline, Ronnie's questline, and Darius's questline. So we're not going to do all the quest lines from beginning to end. We're just going to be jumping in between, doing a little here, a little there, just enough to get the lightning spears. We're going to start off at the Across the Roots Site of Grace, and it's in the deep root depths. That throws me every time. It is a tongue twister for me. Anyways, we are going out here and we have to face Fia's champions. There will be 3 waves of them, and if you don't know who Fia is, then you shouldn't be here. You're going to meet her at the round table, let her hold you multiple times. She'll eventually move to the back room behind the blacksmith, and that's where you can send her along her way, and this will be the next place that you meet her. So as I'm getting ready for the waves, I like Mohg's Sacred Spear because we can kill the final wave, all 3, in just 1 or 2 hits. So finish buffing up here. And right up here is an invisible barrier that once we cross it, we are in the boss room or the arena. And that was not the incantation I wanted. I wanted Golden Vow. So right about here, we're going to trigger the boss room. There we go. First wave is done. Now you can kind of see why I like this weapon for this fight. I did it a little early, but still very easy. Now we're going to get 3 of them. Okay, and all 3 are done. We have beaten all 3 waves of Fia's champions, and now you're rewarded with Fia's Mist. And I think that's a sorcery. It might be an incantation. I'm not sure. I think it's a sorcery. So we're allowed this Site of Grace now, which is the Prince of Death's throne. And right over here, we have Fia waiting for us.
There you are. I knew you would come.
By the way, I am doing this video today with no script, so cut me a little slack. I think I know the content well enough that I can wing it. My wife is sitting behind me, and I can hear her eyes rolling as I say that.
Who live in death. They call me a foul and rotten witch. Yet you still wish to be held by me?
Fia loves to hold you, so every time she offers, let her hold you. And yes, you'll get the blessing, and that blessing does cause a little bit of health issues. Just get rid of them as fast as possible once she gives them to you.
When the first of the demigods died, his flesh was marked with the half-wheel wound of the centipede. Godwyn's hallowbrand has since been recovered at the Round Table Hold. But there is another hallowbrand out there somewhere, and I must find it before the time comes we receive our Lord.
So before Fia can move on, we have to go find the second hallowbrand. Go back to the Site of Grace, pass time, come back.
When Godwyn died, but another exists, and I must before the time.
Okay, so she is repeating what she said before, which means that we have now exhausted her dialogue. So our next stop is the quest for the hallowbrand. And we're going to head over to the Academy Library, which is where the hallowbrand is hidden. So once we're in the study hall here, we need to put a statue on this table. However, we do not have the statue. Ronnie the witch has the statue. Again, now we're crossing over into Ronnie the Witch's quest line. So we're going to go to Ronnie's Rise and see if we can get the statue from her. Little sneak peek, we're not going to be able to get it on this trip. All right, so if you've been to Ronnie's Rise, make sure that the lift is at where you want before you run through the hole. It's not going to kill you, but as you can see, I got a little turned around falling through the hole. Now I'll run up to it again and pull the lever. At this point, we have already met Ronnie, and she has had us talk to all of her minions. And I haven't done much else with Ronnie, so I couldn't remember how far along I had gotten with her, so that's why we're starting here. So we're going to go to the top of the rise, and Ronnie will be there.
Ah, it was thee, not blithe it seemeth.
So we had collected a dagger that she wanted.
It is in thy possession, is it not? The hidden treasure of Nokron. My thanks. Finally all the pieces are in place. Soon must I begin my journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread. Ah, but before I leave, I shall entrust thee with this.
So this is the statue we need to put on the table at the study hall.
Thy sterling efforts.
Now,
A strange gift, perhaps,
I realize that
but
I'm not
race
telling you or
such as
showing
thee
you
would welcome it, I'm
where
sure.
this treasure is that Ronnie wanted.
Fate
So
sent us to our first
we're going to
encounter.
run over there,
I must
and
thank
even though
God
I've gotten it,
for his
I'll show you where it is.
You may leave now. It was but brief. But thou gavest me fine service.
Okay, we're going to go to the Ancestral Woods Site of Grace, where this is where you're going to start to find the dagger for Ronnie. And this is a very quick run through, a little jumping here and there. It's more of learning the path. Okay, so we are at the Ancestral Woods Site of Grace in Nokron. So what you want to do is behind the Site of Grace is these buildings. Run and jump over to the roof. And then we're going to jump down over here, round the corner and jump down again. Be careful with the next jump. You want to jump at a little bit of an angle. And as long as you're here, up these stairs here on this dead body is a Rune Arc. I'm sorry, a Rune Arc. So jump to the dome ceiling, jump across, and a Mimic Tear is there. Just run past them. At the end of this, jump out to the causeway. And across to the next building. Now we're going to jump down here to the right, but I thought if you've never been here, this fog wall here is where you get a Mimic Tear. If you haven't gotten it, this is where and how you get it. You have to give it a stone sword key. There is a guy here protecting it. And you'll have to beat this person. And inside this chest is a Mimic Tear, which is arguably the strongest summons you can get. Alright, so now that I showed you that, let's get back to the dagger. There will be something on this dead body, and I didn't do the research to remember what it was. Pick it up when you come through. Out the door and down the stairs. There's a site of grace to the left here. Make sure you grab that. And that's a knight's sacred ground, site of grace. Now we are going to run to those stairs in the back. I find it's better to hug the right-hand wall. There's a bunch of Mimic Tears out here that if you get close to, they'll start activating, and then we'll have to deal with them. If you run on the right-hand side, none of them get activated. If you want to fight them all, it's fine. I've done that. They're not that tough. So inside this chest is the dagger that we gave Ronnie a few minutes ago. But that is the location, and that's what you're going for to get the statue. And now we're going to head back to the study hall entrance, site of grace, and put the statue on the table. Like I said, this is kind of a complicated run through because we're dabbling in multiple quest lines. What this statue is going to do is turn the study hall upside down. Do not remove the statue when it's done. It'll make everything correct again, and you won't be able to do what we need to do. So you leave the statue there. The study hall stays upside down. All right. Get a light on because it will get dark. As you can see, the windows are now upside down. We're in the archways. There's a couple of finger creeper guys here. Just take care of them. Run around to the side and quickly get down. Hitting this ledge, of course. We have a witch also here that is trying to kill us with the bow and arrow. Once she gets close to death, she's going to transport to a different location. So next thing we got to do is kill these finger creeper guys so we don't have to deal with them. And around the corner there'll be another finger creeper here to the right. Alright, the person we got to kill with the bow is down the stairs. Take care of this guy. And as long as we stand back, she cannot hit us. But also, to get our shots off, we have to get in a vulnerable position. There we go. Nope, one more. I thought I had her. Alright. Clean up the mess that we created here. You do get the lucidity sorcery. And another finger creeper. So now we're going to jump down to the underneath side of the chandeliers, basically. We're going to jump down to that beam. And jump down to the next beam here. And we're going to jump down to this lift. Take the lift till it stops and get off of the centerpiece and a gate will open. Get our light back on here. We're going to open these doors and we're in the final section of getting the hallowbrand. One more boss to go. Luckily, the game gives us a site of grace right outside of these doors, so we won't have to repeat any of this. All right, the building at the very end of this long walkway is where we want to get to and take the lift up to the top. However, there is a Godskin noble that will get it in our way. Don't do your buffing here. I'll show you where to do it, because by the time you run to where he is, most of your buff might have worn off by then. So you're going to pass these stairs on the right and left here. And now we get to the second set of stairs, which is basically midpoint. This is where you want to buff up. Once we pass these stairs, it's going to activate the Godskin Noble. Now I'm using the Great Dragon Hunter's Katana, which you get from the Shadow of the Erdtree, but I had another video that showed regular weapons, so I cut that out and I'm putting it in so that it's more realistic if you haven't done Shadow of the Erdtree. So what we're going to use in this one is dual scavenger swords, which causes tremendous blood loss. We'll finish buffing up here. Little seppuku to activate the blood loss, which the white mask that I'm wearing, now the buff is activated on that. All right, I can't do any more. You'll normally throw a ball of black flame at you. Just dodge that. And fortunately or unfortunately, yes, I killed him, but at the last second, he also killed me. Bottom line is he doesn't come back. So I fast forward this whole run, picked up my runes right there, and now we're to the building that we want to be at. All right, we're going to take this lift up and then around the corner and up the stairs to the hallowbrand. Finally. I know this is a lot of work, but believe me, these lightning spears are worth it. Go ahead and grab this site of grace. I try and show you on the map every time that we grab a site of grace so you have a reference point of where you're at. And on this dead body, which, being that Fia is the Witch of Death, is the hallowbrand. And also the Stargazer's incantation. Alright, we can go back to Fia now that we have this. There we go. We don't even ask anymore. We just get held.
This is the other hallowbrand. How did you... Oh, my utmost thanks. With this, Godwyn can take his rightful place as first of the dead and claim a second, illustrious life. You are our true champion. And though I can't be of any use to you, can I hold you tight? If only for a moment.
Okay, she gave us a special blessing. If you want to, you can use it against Fortissax when you fight him for the lightning spears.
Will surely stir within me the new life of the Golden Prince and first dead of the demigods, as the rune of those who live in death. Please, do one thing for me. Brandish this child, my rune, and take for yourself the throne. Stay the persecution of those who live in death by becoming our Elden Lord.
All right. Well, we've exhausted her dialogue on this go-round. We're going to run over here to the site of grace and pass the time of day and come back and do it again.
This is goodbye, my dear, but I am satisfied. I choose to lie with Godwyn of my own will, not the remains of one chosen for me, and I will bear a child who will inherit your warmth too. What greater blessing could there be but to be born a deathbed companion?
All right, well, this will be the last time we see Fia alive, which, to be honest, she was my favorite NPC that you interact with. Something about her, I like Fia. She was straight up with you the whole time, never tried to stab you in the back. All right, so we're back at the site of grace. We passed time. Now Fia is dead and laying there. Do not touch her. Do not do anything until you are ready. And what I mean by ready is as soon as you touch her, the game is going to give you an option to go into her nightmare. Her nightmare is Fortissax, the boss fight. So you want to be completely buffed up. You don't want to get into this arena and then figure out what you want to do. So I'm putting on some heavy lightning and fire protection. It may not look pretty, but it gives a lot of protection, which is the prelate's armor set, the body, the legs, the arms. And I am wearing the dancing lion head from the Shadow of the Erdtree. This helmet, headpiece, whatever you want to call it, although it's incredibly hideous, offers tremendous protection. Change our buffs around to accommodate the weapons that we're going to use. Might as well get some more fire and lightning protection here. We really don't need the cloth talismans, so I'm trying to decide what can I add to either give me more power or protection. So and we're going to use the dragon katana. This weapon is phenomenal for fighting any dragon in the game, and especially back in the base game of Elden Ring. I've actually one-shot a couple of the minor dragons with this weapon. It's also good on most bosses also, by the way. So once you do get to Shadow of the Erdtree, make your way to the Dragon Pit Cave. Just keep going down. You'll eventually reach the bottom, and you'll have to face off with the ancient dragon man, beat him, and you'll get this katana. So I'm buffed up. As soon as I get there, I'll probably, I don't remember, do I drop a mimic? Yes, I do. The mimic really helps you a lot in this. It keeps the focus of the dragon away from you. For some reason, I didn't have the dragon highlighted. Now I do. As you can see, this weapon takes huge chunks out of dragons. My armor set is protecting me against most of the lightning and fire. I'm pretty well set here. And this is a legend boss, which means that you'll get the remembrance. If you take the remembrance back to the round table hold, you can turn it in and get the incantations that we are looking for. However, we're not done here yet. When we come back here, we find that Fia is here, and she's given us both hallowbrands back. I'm not sure why. I haven't figured out what I can do with it, but now we have them. So we're going to go back to the site of grace and pass time again. And like I said in the beginning, we're going to enter into Darius's quest line at the very end here. Darius is her brother or half-brother. I don't remember which one. I'll change my outfit back. And my buffs. And my incantations. And I figure this is going to be the weapon showcase for the Fortissax lightning. I'm going to kill her brother with it. He's over there mocking her in death. Like I said, I liked Fia. And my attitude was, okay, you mock her, you die. Also, by killing Darius at the end, we're going to get a very powerful weapon, the Inseparable Sword. You get his entire armor set too, but the Inseparable Sword is a must when dealing with the skeletons or anything of the undead. It kills them instantly and they do not come back to life. So this is Fortissax Lightning. You jump up, you slam them down, and pretty much everything in the vicinity will die.
Forgive me. Sorry.
So that's the Inseparable Sword and the entire armor set. And now we get Fia's armor or wardrobe. And that's pretty much it with this video. It took us a long time getting there, but there you go. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Miss Pickles Gaming. Pickles make everything better.
Hey, where are you going? You watched the video and obviously enjoyed it, so you need to go back and click the subscribe button. I mean, come on now. You were raised better than this. It doesn't cost anything. Why wouldn't you?
And that's how she wrote.